long a question be put where me entertaining question be put, those in question be put.
Guys, time for debate. You are now the motion to be seconded. So I have time for debate. Question be put as Eddie and wrong. You now entertaining motion to be seconded. Now it's on the floor. Motion to be moved officially. So I have time for debate.
You mean now I'm questioning companies question be put.
The motion to second it, process now complete for debate.
Manoga, hormone open member, I cannot bow down to you all the time. Manoga. You cannot force the chair to bow down to you all. Manoga. The question is that the question be put. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. No. The ayes have it. Division will come behind. Speaker walking rolling finish. So now you may entertain a motion now. Now if you like him also Marape, member of the Parliamentary, Prime Minister James Marape, you should have no movie come no hand shoot me. Move. So that you got space on Amel, so you know on pound. You should not wear Amel, must got space. So tubla handromola, tubla clock now you black canim. All honorable members, na people of the country of Papua New Guinea may believe plenty you work long watch television, harem, lo radio, now display stop. Before me call him result lo vote lo yumi lo tete, me just like to call them that in any democracies, number is sabe. Talk out laga. Number me dictates. No any democracy so talk lo me go especially lo yumi lo public na desla. All leaders lo ibla li decide finish. Na result lo vote go sem is enough. All usat. Only been one bell, one emotion. Lo no hamamas long. Honorable James Marape, also Prime Minister of Luimi, nale like him also Honorable Rainbow Paita member of Finch Happen. 32 or 3+10-2. All member usat, all in Hamamas, long motion long opposition leader, nali like him also Honorable James Marape, member of Lotari Pori, and by still subject Prime Minister of Luimi, all 75 or 7+10-5. And now a result belong vote Luimi, where country is start dugulungan since February. Now come up lo moon September na yumi processing. Now, some honorable member of the meeting will sing out and will talk round one. Yes, law is still allowing. That's like, suppose no one bill is stopped yet. You plan opposition, you still got. That's rights law, bring him, this motion can. But you must think him all over the country or since February come, you may not been walk. Thinking people, you must walk. Cap money must walk. You may over the member must go walk. So one them display, result, vote, you mean now, Mr. Sem. Honorable Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, members of Parliament. Imi behind Constitution na imi kisim isla vote of no conference camp. Whatever our differences are, difference flow.
I'm sorry.
Our people blame me. Look. Aside come the imi organ. But first of all, let me take this opportunity to congratulate the member for Taripori and the people of Taripori, the Prime Minister yet again, for the confidence of the House in entrusting you with the 75 votes that you have received today. We may differ in opinion, and that's why the 32 stood with us in our beliefs, in our aspirations to replace you. But you still have the confidence of your government, and I would like to congratulate you, Mr. Prime Minister, for the confidence you have with your coalition partners and the members of your coalition. Mr. Speaker, whilst I am congratulating the Prime Minister, I would like to further say this, Mr. Speaker. Practices blaming law, floor tete you looking. Now, this law practice you mean pulling going up now needs to be corrected by the chair.
Yeah, big point.
It needs to be corrected so that one of something you me at all members of Parliament, now all former leaders blame me now, Papa, Mama blame me, former inside legislative house were all been put him inside the standing orders. And the Constitution must be respected by us number. In a law, people blame me outside law. Harim taso osem you mean walk him karangi inside the house now. You mean allow him this karangi to continue, Mr. Speaker. We have to correct it. Today must be the last time of you mean behind him practices. Now you mean behind him standing orders of the Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Lodisla now, Millet Tok Law, Prime Minister blame me. I have congratulated you with your Deputy Prime Minister and the ministers you have with you. Mr. Speaker, Prime Minister, it is your opportunity yet again to do many things correct and right. Mr. Speaker, economy block country and struggle. You will survey. I cannot talk on that. Further elaborate on that. The forex of this nation have struggled. Law and order, Mr. Speaker, am affecting Papua New Guinea. It has affected Papua New Guinea that even our mothers walking down to the markets today are always looking over their shoulders. You must fix him, Mr. Prime Minister. Inflation, low country. Now that's all milking treasure walk about go aside. Time I'm walking speech blame here last week. I'm talking everything is okay. I hope he's really correct. Because Kai goods and services price blame go on top there, affecting the people of Papua New Guinea, Mr. Speaker. Fuel cost for that matter, Mr. Speaker. Hospitals, no got drugs, and someone out there will tell me, Giaman, let me tell you, on Monday, there's a plane that flew out of Port Moresby to Kiriwina, and good enough. What did we load? We loaded drugs from Port Moresby, from Borneo Pacific into Kiriwina, good enough. Because my people do not have medicines. Mr. Prime Minister, Miss have all coalition leaders blow you or talk blow you penis. I don't have to elaborate and bore you. But please, from the bottom of my heart, I'm begging you and asking you, one time all ministers blow you, change the course of this nation. You know it. I don't have to tell you. But pull us away from where we are and set us in a new course. Let me encourage you, Mr. Prime Minister, that the opposition has given you the alternate policies. If you need a copy, I would come to your office and drop a copy for you. But please look at the alternate policies and work with the opposition. I had the speaker telling me once, let's have a bipartisan approach to fix this nation. This is your opportunity. Open up your heart. Your heart is bigger than yourself. Lose him, something where you must lose him. And move forward. If you have to forgive some people in this house, forgive them and move forward, Mr. Speaker. Now, Mr. Speaker, as I stand here to speak to our Prime Minister, major projects are yet to open that you have announced in the last 2 years, in the last 3 years. These projects have been delayed and delayed. Unemployment is killing our young people and our people in this country. You have made major announcements. Please allow these announcements to begin to karim kai kai past them. Mr. Speaker, I am here as the opposition leader. Prime Minister, suppose you need lo tok tok lo mipla, we are here to talk to you. I would like to now, on behalf of the opposition, please allow debate or allow us to congratulate the Prime Minister and others from the other side. Now, let me say this. As I congratulate the Prime Minister, I congratulate the caucus, the government caucus. Well done. Also, Speaker talk finish. We may have failed now, but opportunities are there. And I wish you, Prime Minister, all the best. Congratulations again, all the best. And also, I would like to congratulate you and your family. To your good wife, Rachel, Madam Rachel, and to your children, and to the people of Taripori, and the people of Papua New Guinea as well, the people of Kiriwina Gunaf that I represent, the people of Milimbay, Namipla Law Poshin, congratulations, Prime Minister, on your real election as the Prime Minister. Thank you.
Honorable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Passing through me like to thank you, Lord. You sit down, Luciana, talk sorry, suppose me bring him here into disrepute. Lord, walk with plus a member of Parliament. Second, me like to thank you, Long Opposition Leader, who was gracious with his use of words, and for him to offer support and reach out in this moment where we're supposed to be divided, for him to offer consolidation and a symbol of partnership to work for the better of our country. I want to also thank members of my caucus from the government side who remain put to the vision we set in 2019. And so in doing so, Mr. Speaker, in accepting this momentous occasion, firstly, on behalf of Rachel, my children, and my people of Taripori and Pangu Party, I just want to say thank you very much to both sides of the House who have made this contest possible, but the greater wisdom in our government caucus, the entire 48 members from the Pangu Party we have, as well as the coalition partners for your continued support in ensuring that we maintain government. I want to use this time to return focus of the nation on more important things that are at hand. We have now put to rest the issue of confidence on the Prime Minister. Our 49th anniversary as a nation is only but 4 days away. Before I came here, Mr. Speaker, I had two speeches drafted by my officers. One, a congratulation speech to congratulate him, but I now draw on my second speech, a speech to emphasize to our nation that work must continue on. Our 49th anniversary is only but 4 days away. Our 50th anniversary as a nation is only 12 months from today. We have pressing issues in law and order, in economy, in health, in education, and building our nation in all other areas. Mr. Speaker, we must not waste any more time. We have squandered months to politicking, precious time which we could have invested in bettering the lives of our people. Vote of no confidence, Mr. Speaker, unfortunately has become the recurring theme of every government since independence. I have pointed out many times that the average life of our government since 1975, if we put together, has not been more than 2 or 3 years. We have had many changes of government. Whilst the intention of VoNC may have been good, but many times we have been shortchanged. The opposition always see Section 145 as a process of changing government. Mr. Speaker, may I put to all of us that the greater role of His Majesty's opposition is not only to change government, but to sit and offer constructive alternates in every moment. And debate is not only limited to these sort of moments. Debate on any policy matter government puts out. Debate on any proposed legislation amendments or grievance debates or any time. My government on our side has never gagged debate. Earlier today, Mr. Speaker, you never gave debate. When question is being put, the opposition, for instance, has every right to say no and move a dissent. In this parliament is a house of majority, and you will rule based on majority decisions. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that Section 145 in our country, the provision of Section 145 in our country has often been abused. Has often been abused. If members of this House, members of Parliament who are elected through the Section 50 process has 5 years to work as member of Parliament, if provincial governors as chair of the provincial legislature has 5 years to work, the most important chair of the land has 18 months. And managing 18 months of politics and doing work comes at great cost to the progress of our country. Mr. Speaker, the toxicity that is in the Section 145 process, Mr. Speaker, allows for choice. And I want to say, those who choose for us to continue on in office, I want to give you a fullest assurance that in our nation of 1,000 tribes, this side of the House will not be conscious of where members of Parliament sit, but service delivery will go to all our people as one people, one nation, one country. Members on the other side are fully assured. When you sit on the other side, 1,000 tribes. Mr. Speaker, today we must demonstrate oneness. We must demonstrate oneness. We must, and our government pledged that we are a government for our people. We are a government that is by our people. Pangu received Section 63 mandate at the elections, not too long ago. Section 63 mandate at elections. You want to run government, contest elections, get the invitation, Section 63 invitation, and run government, sound your policies. But I want to give assurance to everyone, this mandate will not be abused. This mandate is for people of all parts of our country. We will work to ensure the aspirations of the fathers of our country remains fixed. The aspiration is that no place be left behind. Every place be prospered. And I want to give full assurance to all part of our country. Does not matter where your members sit. This government will ensure the work that we've started must continue. And I want to, Mr. Speaker, indicate some of the work that we've started since 2019. The path of progress since 2019 will continue. Mr. Speaker, just for emphasis, when we took office in 2019, our economy was in recession. Central Bank statistics is there for every one of us to read. 2018 final budget outcome is a treasury document. 2018 final budget outcome was not done by Marape government. It was done by the past government. 2018 final budget outcome indicates negative 0.3% recession our economy was in. Mr. Speaker, from this backdrop, we started, and first and foremost, on this side of the House, we want to grow our economy. Economy and health of our economy means we have enough to serve our people in all other essential services. So to make our economy grow, we have not been silent. We fight to take back more from our resources. There's a clear difference between me and the leadership I took over from. The leadership I took over from had no interest in fighting to take back more from our people. They had no interest.
You may got point of order. Honorable member of the Yalabu Pangia on a point of order, please.
What the Prime Minister is alluding to a false and innocent. Mr. Speaker, this is a vote of no confidence in him that was mooted. All he should do is be gracious enough to acknowledge that the country is not going along in the right path. Stop criticizing and grandstanding on issues, which it's debatable, as you know, Mr. Speaker. So the Prime Minister should refrain from making false statements that are misleading the nation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, on record, when we took over in 2019, the economy was a 79.6 billion Kenya economy. Today, on record, the economy has gone past 111 billion Kenya economy. First thing we put to our country.
You may got another point of order, Ken.
Mr. Speaker, I think this law, you may need to correct him. Whilst the Prime Minister may be right, the real measure of economic growth is not what the figures he is using.
Correct.
He is using gross GDP figures. The actual number is what's called a nominal GDP. And even in the recent report from the IMF, our nominal GDP has declined. Nominal GDP is measured after you remove inflation and all of the other negative factors from the growth in the economy. So once you remove all of that, actual growth in the economy is negative, Mr. Speaker. So, good law Prime Minister, using this law, or gross GDP figures, and using nominal GDP. He needs to use nominal GDP when he was speaking about GDP growth.
Good one. You may get another point of order again, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I think the Prime Minister is referring to the size of the economy, not the growth rate. Thank you.
Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we can sit here and argue on the economy, but I'm just stating some facts that is out there, some numbers. If you want to measure in the quantum, I'm talking about the quantum, the envelope. And I want to, Mr. Speaker, also the member for East Pacific Regional. the member for East Pacific Regional, that this government for the first time, whilst being an expansionary in our pursuit to grow the economy, we've given the biggest ever household treatment and relief package to our people. We've given biggest. We paid more school fee than any other governments of past. We've given help more from elementary to university than any other governments of past. We've removed tax from more brackets of low-income earning people than any other governments of past, Mr. Speaker. That is to ensure we speak, but at a quantum on record. And this is based on a vision we set in 2019. At the very earliest, if not at 2029, we must hit a 200 billion Kina economy. When we hit the 200 billion Kina economy, any trespass into the future, maybe the regional member of Wewak or Sydney can become treasurer into the future. He will then have a big economy to shape and model growth of our country.
All right.
You don't need long.
Sorry, me no allow me lot honorable governor please speak. Me just like make him on comment here. Che like tokol sem. Imilarem Prime Minister walk in my statement on finish him. And you like debate him. You can debate him on media. Or the next parliament you become debating today. And we will allow him this liar. And we will debate now. You are debating back and forth. Point of order, you are debating back and forth. It's not right. I will allow the Prime Minister to conclude his statement, person. And whatever you will like debate him, you can debate it on the media, you can debate it whenever the parliament is. No, me not wrong. Me not wrong. It is, you wait for a second. Let me, it is now seen as a tirade back and forth. Allow him to conclude his statement first.
Mr. Speaker, can I make a point of order?
Yes, you can now make a point of order. I've made my point.
My point of order was to correct the facts, not to debate his I wasn't debating, I was correcting the facts. The other thing is, and there's no need for the Prime Minister to then panim back na talk bilas kam no this side. Because he is the Prime Minister, people listen to him. And if he says something that is erroneous, all man by thing is straight. For example, he said that GDP growth was negative 0.3%. I have a copy of the actual Treasury final budget outcome here. And between 2018 and 2019, GDP grew from 75 billion to 82 billion. So it was a growth of 9%, Mr. Speaker. All I'm asking is for the Prime Minister to be factually correct when he is using figures. That's all I'm asking. Because time and talk minus 3%. All the man betting him true. But FBO report here and talk 9% growth here. So just so that he can be careful with the use of numbers, Mr. Speaker. And that's all.
I'll wait. When a point of order can you wait, Pastor? You mean now? I mean, Honorable Mayor, Governor Bloy speak, I'm giving point of order, and I'm going to talk about figures for them. Prime Minister, too, talk about figures for central bank, so everybody's talking about figures, and we will keep on debating about figures. Nobody even stop debating of figures all the time, back and forth. Allow him to conclude his statement, then you like talk with him now. So, Treasurer, when a point of order again.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And last point of order. We don't have entertaining more point of order.
Discussion on the economy today because it's not the time. The practice is the leader of the opposition provides his response. The Prime Minister can then give his response, and then we can all leave. Now go back by Mama. Before I sit down, just for the record, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Treasurer, hello.
For the
Honorable Treasurer.
Speaker, I wanted to correct.
Honorable Treasurer.
I want to correct some numbers.
Honorable Treasurer.
In accordance with.
Honorable Treasurer. Honorable Treasurer. Rausim this last statement go pani mama.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All right. Honorable, Bami allowing me to point of order, but please talk, make it.
Prime Minister, kami may talk ko pa ni Mama Lonit. It means to send you go back to the house na. Sinang duwan temem. Laka. Ilo ka narpla mini. Look correct him.
Rouse him.
But so me reluctantly rouse him. Just a talk no. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Long straight mo talk here just for the record because today country iwoka arin. When Blomi, Governor Blosipi, and we talk some nominal GDP decreased. Emi siang in FBO, so by me use him same FBO, final budget outcome of Treasury. The nominal GDP did not decrease, it increased. FBO was 111 billion, 351 million kina, Mr. Speaker, projected to increase to 123.27 billion kina. So that's an increase of over 11 billion kina. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the record and for hands up.
Honorable, before me lare, Honorable Prime Minister, finish small statement or talk langen. Me like talk sabe lo, Honorable members also, no can use him point of order lo you debate. You mean like debate, you got time lo debate. Tete, and by giving talk longan na balas flaman mi look sabe longan lo give talk bon and candidate. Inong good lo milare member by me giving talk longan na by you maskara. Honorable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sorry, all in time of Parliament, but me like talk also. Number one focus for me plus since 2019. Lot tanim big plus sip or call him MVPNG. Where news long, emi ron kulong plus flow economy punam. He go finish. And Mr. Speaker, you belong plus numbers, you clear. Now turning big plus sip, you're not making government. We never discriminate. We never discriminate. The member for Abao is able to open up schools in his district because we support him and supplied him with the fundings as a point of reference. And we will continue to supply so. If it has come.
Honorable Prime Minister, you may got narrow point of order, but you will point over the whole day now. Honorable Member Blaba, point of order.
Prime Minister always mentions about when he's upset on the floor. So something must have happened. But I can tell the Prime Minister that since Yankee.
Honorable Prime Minister, you are in Minister, point of order, Honorable Member Blaba.
All right, thank you. And I register the issue raised by the member for Abao. I want to give assurance to everyone we are not incognizant to the need that process is moving, so we create employment. Mr. Speaker, growing economy has been this government's major focus, number one focus, because economy pays the bill, not politics. Economy pays the bill, not politics. Mr. Speaker, whilst we grow the economy and focus on rechanging the landscape in which we harvest the resources, a clear, distinct difference between this side and that side. They got no clear, concrete policy on how they will get back more from our resources. No clear policy. And Mr. Speaker, we will continue working in that space. On the education sector, Mr. Speaker, last 5 year, Mibla Kisimbek over 100,000 Pikini Pinis. Stablo Street, second chance learning Kisim over 100,000 Pikini come back. Long matriculation, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. All this little Pikini go to school. Mibla walk long expanding space for university going up to 30,000. Mibla also finding some space long outside Nasalim, the best brains in our country, go school outside. Walk long expanding space for education and we start. Walk long making sure health facility blimi, and we are working with our provincial health authorities, giving them money. They come up with clear, concrete plan to ensure 22 housing is start along 21 province limi na Bougainville region. Specialist housing, Mr. Speaker, when I took office in 2019, I said by 2025, we must not export medical patients to overseas. I want to stand here today and say that Port Moresby General Hospital is almost completed in our cancer facility, and our specialist care for heart is almost complete now as I speak, Mr. Speaker. We have not just been talking. In the present circumstances, stopping politics with the right hand, we are doing work with the left hand, Mr. Speaker. And I want to give assurance to our people of this country. These leaders sitting here, they saw the best endeavors we were doing. Connect PNG, Mr. Speaker, since when did Kaintiba think about road being punched into Kaintiba? Since when? Since when, Mr. Speaker? My senior brother, Governor Havet, on the other side, you know that one Sunday we jumped on a helicopter and we flew into Kaintiba. They came out and they greeted us. In 2020, they cried, and we said, Kaintipa Road is coming. Whilst today it may not be a flashy four-wheel and highway as we built in Port Moresby, but road from the Morobe side and road from the Gulf side is approaching Kaintipa as we speak. Remotest part of our country have been locked behind for so long. Connect PNG, whilst many accuse that it's a con program, I want to give you fullest assurance. You wanted the work secretary to be changed. We changed the work secretary. Investigation is going on. We are a transparent government making sure if we say change, we shall change. The member for Yalu Pangia mounted off in this house that it is scam happening. We have to remove the hard-working work secretary to ensure we do investigation and put new leadership into the space. Mr. Speaker, Connect PNG.
I don't want to disturb the Prime Minister in his grandiose speech, but to mislead again Parliament that I asked for the second of the Secretary, it is wrong. I asked you to account for the contracts that you gave to your relatives. I asked you for the account of the Minister paying private expenses out of those accounts. Now get to the real point. Stop misleading the country and our people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the member for Yalu Pangia has the media for his disposal. He's always been using the media and everything else. He can debate this at his own time and choosing. We're telling him exactly what happened. Works was brought into question, and we've made changes at the Works Department. We're investigating that place. We are not running a small program for one man. It is a program that is meant to unbundle the circles of isolation our people have been for the last 49 years. Mr. Speaker, so Connect PNG is trying its best, not just on roads, but we will overlay with ports, airports, power. Mr. Speaker, you go up to Edabu. Today we have a 132 kV line delivering 54 megawatts of power from Edabu into Port Moresby. It was not done before. As an investment of 110 million kina, this government invested in PNG Power. So, Mr. Speaker, work is happening as we speak in the infrastructure sector. On the law and justice sector, we've started training And I want to commend Deputy Prime Minister and the ministers in the law and justice sector space. They've worked very hard. This government delivered independent commission against corruption. You have a set of governing structures for these respective communities. They forced us into one sovereignty. They never envisaged that fragility will be so much abound in 2024. I want to call all of us as we come face to face with our 49th anniversary next week, and as we move into our 50th anniversary next year. Work together is a theme I call for us today. Work together, coming together, and in oneness, let us work for our country. For greater work remain and must be met with greater sense of earnestness and more sense of agency as we face our challenges that are before us. I want to give commitment to our country. This government will not rest. We work long hours. We will continue to work so that we meet our challenges and fix them despite the many obstacles that we are faced with. We must not depend on others. We must not depend on others. For instance, Australia will not come back to us and help us fix our problem. We must fix our problem ourselves. And it deserves, or it demands rather, leaders on both sides, public servants in the workforces, private sector, our businessmen, businesswomen. We're putting more money into our banks for borrowing, and it really baffles me when young Papua New Guineans don't want to pursue business as an option in life. We want to assist our students better, and tomorrow I'll be addressing our students at the University of PNG. We will indicate to them our work to ensure we embrace students better as we go forward into the future. So I appeal to all people, public servants, leaders, businessmen, businesswomen, our people, our students. We put PNG first. It's about time we must put PNG first. And I want to point to one area. If you do not know where to put PNG first, my Speaker and my members of Parliament, the easiest, the best place we can put PNG first is by respecting the rule of law in our country. By respecting the rule of law in our country. All of us must respect the rule of law. The Pangolate government remains committed to ensure we fight for a better PNG, but all our citizens and all our people must really to respect each other and work together with each other. We will build, we will get better, we will become stronger as we emerge from the economic and political storms of our country. As the saying goes, smooth seas never skill a sailor. As the saying goes, smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. So some of you from the coast know this. We came through the last storms, and these storms have made the sailor more skilled. I want to thank the people of this country. Remain focused. Your leaders have spoken. We are doing our absolute best for each and every one of you, wherever you are. I want to say, that as I stand here and speak, in the face of our country's independence, remote village. I was moved when I saw a young man who made 400,000 kina profit for his cooperative group from the mountains of Te Waisiasi. He left his agricultural workstation, went back home, mobilized cooperative, and he told his story at APEC House that he made 400,000 kina in 2021. People are waking up there. For those who don't want to work and play politics, it's your business. But for those out there who want to work, I ask all of us, let us soldier on and let us work on. People like me, I live at the top of the pinnacle, and I am okay to receive insults and arrows and words that is howled at me time and time again. But I want to give commitment to our people. I will not stop from doing what is right for our country. Criticize you can, but work I will do. Now appeal to all of us, let's unite, work together, walk, Boom 110, Raka Hebao. Let me conclude by wishing each and every one of you a pleasant celebration on the 49th anniversary of our country. I propose that all of us take this team to our respective constituency. Let's reconcile and unite as one people, one country, one nation. On our side, we give commitment to our brothers and two sisters on the other side.
Itu balas flaman yung tok loy finish mami and come question before. Thank you, Honorable Member. Please happen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Luluk Saven. People of Insaven Los Flow. Mr. Speaker, me like Rice. Firstly, Lord, thank him. The 32 members on this side who have voted for me this morning. Mr. Speaker says, me no talk, thank you. This honor and privilege you are giving me as an alternate Prime Minister on this floor. And me bagarabin bel blamas for people, district and provinces will represent him. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, me rise to talk, thank you for that rare privilege of being the alternate nominee on this floor to challenge our government in this process we me administer him today. And for that, me to thank you, Luluk Save. Number two, me to thank you, long Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker. As I look across the floor, it is the first time ever since he ascended into being a Prime Minister in 2019 that I find myself on this side, not supporting him in his ascension. Mr. Speaker, I've always stood behind him in every occasion of the way, supporting his 10 years Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, on record, I see a lot of leaders, we congregated together. And Mr. Speaker, you know, Prime Minister Itogosem, the motion of no confidence, Mr. Speaker, we utilized that provision, Prime Minister, through you, Mr. Speaker. When we wanted to change the government, few of us assembled around you with the ideals that we held that we could make things better. Some of us believed in the dream. That's why we associated with you. In the likes of late member for Golela, William Sam, I find the Deputy Prime Minister sitting there. Few of our colleagues who are still seated on this floor. We believed in his leadership. Let me support him. We broke ranks. We broke party lines. We broke relationships, brotherhood. Everything that was on the mark we broke to support him. To be Prime Minister, and we gave him that mandate on the floor in 2019. That was a democratic process we administered on the floor. The same process we have now. He became Prime Minister through the same process of a creature of the VoNC. Mr. Speaker, now Mr. Naposem directly opposing his leadership, and I see a lot of our colleagues on that side. And Mr. Prime Minister, may I congratulate you on your affirmation of your leadership today. The essence of our country is that we are a very beautiful country, and added on it, unique democratic country, which means majority rules, minority still has the right to speak on this floor. Mr. Speaker, me like step back as an alternate nominee na. Me like talk with him. When we started to challenge government, some of us had a differing view. A lot of our friends shared that view on this floor. A lot of our friends on this floor. Some of us had a conviction to move. Some stayed. Now me look at ogana money me one belong leadership long Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when the country is watching, we are about to turn 50. That politicking must stop. If your conviction is that you have voted the Prime Minister on this floor, tomorrow you're not going to complain.
Right.
You're not going to complain tomorrow. No can gossip around night and making politics. Suppose you give him support belong Prime Minister, stand with it on this floor.
Fix the problems.
Now your country you looking, you know going to vote in Prime Minister, yeah? You know going to vote in Prime Minister. So you must support him Prime Minister all the way, Mr. Speaker. This like a passing political night meeting, the sun meeting, that is like, I must stop. You may call him country and you may call him you yet. You may call him country and you may call him you yet, Mr. Speaker. So now the majority of our members on this floor, majority of our members on this floor supporting Prime Minister. We must be true to our vote and what we stand for in this house. We must be very true. Me make him one him.
Give him right advice.
Suppose you leader, you believe the leadership, and now you give him mandate. Me believe number. You must mean what you say on this floor. Mr. Speaker, me talk because for Blamun me look him, how you miss making politics lo this la house. We should lose this title honorable, yeah? We are not honorable men on this floor. We should lose this title, let me call him first name. Call me Rainbow Paita. If we are honorable men, we must mean what we say on this floor. And it must mean to this country as well. It must mean something, Mr. Speaker. Challenge Blumilo government now. Challenge Blumilo government. Prime Minister, you have full majority support of this house. Of this house. You must be bigger than the Prime Minister who you are. Right. Some strong leader is stop. Some feed money stop. When you go to the 50th anniversary, Prime Minister, you must look beyond and imagine the country. When you take this country forward, it does just not be just the people who vote for you, but people who share opposing view on this side as well.
Yeah.
One Prime Minister once said, yes, government is a very dangerous government. Therefore, you must have differing views. It is the spirit of any democracy.
Yeah.
For people to say, no, I don't trust in this. I don't believe this. Because if everyone says yes, you go to Barrett, you block up and down. Someone must oppose and have a differing view. Now when we turn Prime Minister, my challenge to you, you have said, we must rise above this politic, rise above this occasion, rise above every personality clashes you make at the floor, and try to forge, in the words of opposition leader, bipartisan approach. Because the issues of a country will not run away because we are doing what we're doing, they will still be there. Since heaven and earth, since even Adam, they're still there and will be there tomorrow. How do we fix them? Law and order, economy, jobs, everything that you may talk. We may assume on many things on this floor, Mr. Speaker, but fact is that life is getting hard. Life is getting hard. And that needs a bipartisan, a united front to confront all those challenges. Mr. Speaker, last challenge belongs to Prime Minister. Prime Minister, now you give full support, no support of this House. Majority of our leaders have affirmed your tenureship as Prime Minister, giving you confidence. And the challenge you make him we must at least stop politicking. Prime Minister me like challenging you. You must be decisive. You must be very firm and decisive. Prime Minister, suppose some money not making work. You must rouse him, Islam Minister. You must rouse him, Islam Minister. And appoint someone, because every time people are blaming you. Everyone is blaming you, and we have to blame you because we give you that power to appoint ministers. It's the delegated function. So if one minister is looking you bad, everyone will not call the ministers and they will say James Marape is doing it. Honorable James Marape is doing it. Prime Minister, I challenge you to be firm, decisive, and hard. The country demands it. The country demands it. With that, me talk. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Lo give him look savel lo me. Long people lo me long fin savel. Me talk. Thank you through. Long morobe me talk. Thank you through. Prime Minister, thank you. Deputy Prime Minister. Me pla walk before. Me talk. Thank you. Now me sinan liya. Me pla sampla ma sinan liya lo yumi opposition views so that we have a healthy democracy. Mr. Speaker, one time Islam me congratulate him. Prime Minister again. People belong tari pori. Pangu party. Na harap la coalition you bla stop. You bla give him mandate pinis. Full mandate you bla give him. You must mean what you say. And we must mean what we say on this side. If we don't, you make Simon, Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, thank you through. Me talk sorry suppose any of our actions and behaviors have called uneasy feeling, Lord. People blame the country. You may go towards independence. Me talk sorry. This provision is enacted in our constitution. Lord, look him, we can vent him, question him, that leadership, anything was we can sentence him. So one time, me talk thank you through, Mr. Speaker. Let me congratulate him. Government side, na happy Independence Day, me what a Papua New Guinea. Thank you.
All honorable members, before me, honorable members, dog point of order. Honorable members, Harem Speaker past them, Harem Speaker past them, Harem Speaker past them, Harem Speaker past them. Before me entertaining point of order, this not point of order, but question be put. Me like to also. This man you belum magi mem speaker ya, true name belum all to passing mouse. Eminon absana belum floor sem you belum na debate. Na talking when I'm thinking, representing people belong on a country now. So this time, mix him this opportunity, lo mami walking comment lo me. Pass lo this thinking you become long behind mami entertain him, question be put. You got all the time lo talk. Mega two have talk lo walking. All honorable members. This house you may come ya. You may come, main walk lo me lo pass him law. Senesim law, all this lalaga. There's a section 145 law country, blue you me, law blue you me, lo mama law. Me like Larim one day you blan ako ting long. You bla ting and me good plan law country. Honorable member blue Yalibu Pangia and me experience in Venice. Now, honorable member blue Taripori, James Marape will experience him. Na tomorrow, member of Pinchapen, Honorable Paida, you by you come long and by you experience him. Me just larem this la. Lo thinking, lo you all the horrible house, time you me walk lo approach him 50 years. Lo this la country, lo come up. Lo independence. Half a century. Me believe next year by me celebrate him this la. Na time, or lakun blow me go. One of them grand chief says Michael Somare. Time only been like him na come up na independence mixim plani beli mi bin sumatin lo desa time mi believe ka tokoli toki mlongan now lo sem you think ba country beli looking 50 year play independence that's the question ya mi lek larim lo yumi oga lo desla house suppose yumi to yumi nationalist yumi tingi people na country beli mi talk and Prime Minister walk him na member lo pinchape ni walk him now ya horrible opposition leader too milek larim des lahas kile bla usati mas kampa so people believe in a country o yumi Prime Minister haski me go libla al kada yumi all kada lo des plaus so want them des pla me now like come no des la question be put now Honorable Governor Marape, Misabe, you represent him big la province through. So me must entertain him. This la question be put. So the question is now that the question be now put. Those in favor say aye. The ayes have it. Mr. Clark. Honorable Governor Marape, when a point of order you.
Question be put, you put him go, but you are in the point of order.
When a point of order you.
Time motion come on this floor. Now you may deal with the motion. It's a very important constitutional motion. Very important. Awesome now. Awesome now. Motion come through behind him standing order. You may deal with this motion. Now members, Mr. Speaker, you got right. You got right, long talk, long maiden speeches, not just the candidate long vote of no confidence. Now candidate long man by defending President long Prime Minister. Maiden speeches long support him on both sides must be open. Now me will look at you, Speaker, with the greatest respect to you, Speaker. Speaker, you umpire on this Parliament. Now, you will force him, leader of the government business, or put him point of order. You have no right by the standing order. Long talk him, leader of government business, or put him point, question be put. Now you make him display, and you stop him right along all members from both sides of the Parliament. Both sides of the Parliament. Long give him commendation. Long Prime Minister reaffirmed, even through the vote of no confidence.
Honorable Governor Marape.
Thank you.
Honorable Governor Marape, when a point of order you want to debate. When a point of order
Mr. Speaker, point of order. Awesome. You not got power long asking one member long put him question be put. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Governor Marape, point of order me out of order. We not been asking more and Parliament yet he give him point question be put. So Speaker I must entertain him. Laga. Let me entertain him finish. Mr. Clark.
Notice the member for National Capital District gives notice that this will present a bill for an act to amend the National Capital District Commission Act 2001.
Leader of government business.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Parliament at its rising adjourn until Tuesday 26th November at 2:00 p.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I now move that Parliament do adjourn.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, Parliament now is adjourned to 26 November at 2 p.m.